Hey there everyone, this is Justin here. Been a while since I made a video. I'm going to do another driving one. I really had a lot of fun doing a driving one last time. So I have something I want to talk about that is very important to me. Well, just like every other vlog I make. But what I want to talk about is there's a difference between doing what you want to do versus what you're good at. And what I'm talking about is that when you find a career path, you want to find something that you like to do. I mean, yes, you can be good at something, that's cool. But ultimately, you want to find something that's going to make you happy. Like, I'll give you an example. I feel like I'm a pretty good driver behind the wheel of a car. Does that mean I want to get in a school bus full of kids and drive them to school? No. It just means I'm good at driving. Now, if I enjoy driving around and I thought I could use that as a skill, then yeah, maybe that is a job I might do. I'll tell you one thing, like, I don't have anything against college. I really, really don't. But one of the things I really dislike is I feel like one of the ways that the school system really does a lot of damage to people is I feel like they pressure you to go to school. Like, especially when you're in your junior and senior years of high school, I feel like they just have this propaganda of, oh, you need to go to college and find something, or else you're just going to be a loser who flips hamburgers the rest of his life. And by the way, put down your pitchforks and torches. I'm not saying people who cook for a living are losers or anything. That is absolutely not what I'm saying at all. I mean, in fact, I've been doing it the last 10 years. But I gotta tell you something. I don't like cooking for a living. I really don't. Like, despite having a channel that is about cooking, I cannot stand it. I mean, I may even do a top 10 video of why I absolutely hate cooking in restaurants. But ultimately, I want to talk about, yes, you want to find something that makes you happy, but at the same time, you want to find something that makes you happy and is going to support you. I mean, you don't want to just do what I see some people do, where they just quit their job and think, oh, well, I'm just going to quit doing what I'm doing and hope for the best. And it doesn't work like that. Especially because half the time I see these people, it's like they just sit around hoping that perfect job is going to fall in their lap. No, it doesn't work like that. Like, I want to do some with comic books and videography. And that's great. But I can't just quit my job until I find a way to make money off of that that's going to support me. In fact, one thing I have actually thought about doing, because it's taken a while for, like, my comics to get off the ground, and my videos, well, I've been doing videos for almost 5 years, and I've never made a dime off of a video. So what I want to do with my comics is, when I go to cons and sell them, I decided I'm going to split my profits into 4 ways. One is going to be towards the artist, towards new comics. 2 is going to be towards tables at other conventions. 3 is going to be stuffed away in a retirement fund. And then 4 is, well, whatever I want to do with it. So that's the other thing, like, try to find ways where you can invest and save, because that's really going to that can almost create a second source of income without you actually having to go to work. Because, one thing I also really hate is the fact that we live in a world where people have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to get their head off above water. So that's what I'm planning to do. I also do have a 401k through my Excuse me, I had to stop the brakes all of a sudden. I have a 401k through work, and that's great. Like, if you have one of those at your job, like, use that money, because a lot of times, like, the job you're with will match what you put into it. Like, for example, if I put $30 into my 401k, like, they'll put $30 into it. So, like, that's another great way you can that you can work towards things. And like I said, that grows. And you find ways to invest. Savings accounts are nice, but the problem is, ever since the economic crash, they don't really generate a lot of interest like they used to. I mean, not unless you have a lot of money in there. So, yeah, that's my plan, is I want to find ways to invest, because, I mean, I'm almost 29 years old. So, now, first of all, when I was 18, getting out of high school, I really didn't want to go to college anyway. But now that I am almost 29, I really don't want to go to college. So, but I do think it is good, despite what at the beginning where I said, I feel like the high schools have this little propaganda where they try to hammer college down your throat. If you have the opportunity to further your education, you should definitely take advantage of that. But one thing I think you should do with finding what makes you happy, I'm trying to I can't think of any immediate examples off the top of my head. Okay, let's say you enjoy working on cars. Okay, right on. Go, if you don't know how to work on cars, but the interest is there, go, read some books, watch some tutorials online. I mean, it's all right there at your fingertips, and it's totally free. Get some jobs at some repair garages, to get the hands-on experience. And then maybe what you want to do is open up your own repair garage, like, work towards that. Do your research. I mean, we live in a day and age where most people have smartphones, and the internet is right there. It's almost like carrying a little computer with you. Definitely take advantage of that. Do research, especially while you're young, because I gotta tell you, and I'm not trying to sound like an old person here, but it really does get harder as you get older. Like, especially trying to find a job when you're old. Now, keep in mind that applies much later in life. But even now, it's like, even now I feel like it's, in a way, kind of hard to find a job, because it's like, based on the amount of experience I have, I feel like, they're not going to hire me at X amount of dollars when they can hire some kid who's fresh out of high school for a little less than what they probably pay me. Just to give an example. See, I think it's important to do what makes you happy. Like, don't let people force you into making a decision. I'll admit, one of the things that I made the mistake with as far as like the cooking thing goes, is for some reason I thought there was money to be made in the hospitality industry, and that's probably because I had a friend who used to wait tables, and they would tell me they'd make like $50 on like a weeknight and like $100 on a weekend night. So I thought, hell yeah, I want to make that kind of money. When you're in high school, that seems like $1 million. I don't know, now that's not bad, but it's not great either. But anyway, so I had this impression that the food industry there was money to be made. And I got trapped in it. And I went with cooking. Like, okay, I was gonna join the Navy outside after I got out of high school, because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and I thought maybe the Navy could at least maybe point me in the direction that I could go in. But even when I was gonna join the Navy, oh my gosh, it was like, I felt like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and make a decision of what I want to do with the Navy. And I gotta tell you, I went ahead and picked cook because that's what I was doing for work at the time. I gotta tell you, in all honesty, I didn't know what I wanted to do in the Navy any more than I know what I want to have for breakfast tomorrow morning. So, yeah, like, don't feel pressured. Like, do things at your own pace. Like, discover yourself a little bit too. Do your research. Like, don't make people pressure you into thinking, oh, well, you're real good at this, so you should do it. Because, like, that's what some people try to tell me now is, oh, why do you want to stop being a cook? You know, you're so great at it. Like, you can be good at a lot of things. Doesn't mean it makes you happy or that you want to wake up every morning like, oh boy, I can't wait to do that. No. So, you know, do your research. Find out what it is that makes you happy. And try to find a way that you can turn that into a job. In fact, one thing I encourage a lot of people to do, find a way to start your own business, because I think corporate America really sucks. So if you can find a way to start your own business, like, that's incredible. So you should find a way to do that. Well, I really hope that this video helps some of you out. Please comment below. And if some of you, if you're in high school and you got people pressuring you to find something to do, just relax. Just figure things out at your own pace, and I guarantee you you'll be fine. But the bottom line of, I wanted people to know that the moral of the story is not quit your job. It's not, you know, screw education. It's take your time and find out what makes you happy and find a way to do that for a living. Alright guys, be sure to subscribe for more and be sure to leave a comment on what you thought of the video. Take care guys.